Hey, everybody. We are live. Thanks for being here and welcome to another episode of Daily Writing. Writing daily writing. That's what it's all about. Sorry I missed yesterday, but before that, I want to give you a little teaser. We're going to talk about travel writing and how it is that I have been a success over the last 15 years in this really probably the coolest gig that there is of all time. Anyway, I hope you're going to stay with us. I am Devin Galaudet. I am the editor-in-chief of In the Know Traveler. I am a writer. I have an MFA in creative writing, and my book, 10,000 Miles with My Dead Father's Ashes, is going to be coming out in like a handful of months. Anyway, so I missed yesterday in part because I was at the Los Angeles Travel and Adventure Show. It's a show that comes around every year to the convention center in either Los Angeles and Long Beach. It's been around for many years. I've probably done it the last 15 years in a row. And yesterday I went there and I went in the afternoon. Normally I show up at like 8:30 in the morning and I still park, in the furthest spot, next to nowhere. And so yesterday when I waited in line to get to the place just so they could say, oh yeah, no, all the lots are completely full. Good luck finding street parking. And this is downtown Los Angeles. And if you know anything about downtown Los Angeles, parking is like a disaster. It's just a total mess and it's very expensive. And so I drove around. There's no place to park. I eventually drove, because that's how I roll sometimes, in the exit of a parking lot that said it was closed. And I literally found a spot that I could wedge myself into, and the guy was happy to take my $25. The place was mobbed. It was busy because people love travel and it's a fun thing to do. And the reason why I'm telling you this story of why it was difficult to get to and all that stuff is that there is an even greater benefit of once you make it inside. And by the way, I am, I'm readily seen as a credentialed writer, so that means I get to wear a press badge, which kind of opens the door for people to have conversations with me. And so what ends up happening is that you walk into this giant room. If you haven't been to an event like this before, there might be, 300-400 exhibitors, and they are coming from all corners of the world. Sadly, this particular event has started letting in people who have nothing to do with travel, and they kind of put them on the edges. And like if you want some weird back massager, or if you want to buy a roof for your house, I don't know. But so most people there, they even had a fortune teller. What is up with that? But that said, you still have 250, 300 exhibitors that are all very travel related. So if you're just going for yourself, this is a great place to kind of see what's happening, to develop trips, all over the world. But for a writer, this is beyond a golden opportunity. I have done so well by investing my $25 for parking to get into this place. And then, I have to pack a lunch because I just can't justify paying $15 for a hot dog or whatever it is that they sell there. But I have had beyond. Like, if I could say that there was one thing that I did once a year that would kind of make the entire year, this would be sort of the event. Not everybody's going to agree with me, but if you are a little bit talkative, if you're willing to kind of put yourself out there, there is nothing better than this event. So far, ironically, we've been talking about travel tips, and some of these tips I've been talking about for writing and improving your writing is actually developing relationships, which I know many of you are going to say, well, what are you talking about? Why is developing a relationship an important thing to your writing? It's an important thing because when you get professional assignments that come from a particular niche, a particular industry, you will have to start writing on deadlines more. You will have to start interacting with editors more, and you are going to start doing it like the rubber meets the road. This isn't just about your journal entry. This is about like writing professionally to somebody else's standards, and that is crucial. you will find that you will pull from inside of yourself stuff that you might not have normally done if you were only just sitting in your living room with the expectation that you are writing for no one. At some point, we'll get back to writing for no one in a future tip. But for now, understand that the people that you want to speak to in the travel industry, like not all of them, but there's going to be a huge chunk that are all going to be under one roof waiting to talk to you. And I guarantee you, when you walk up with like a press badge, as I did, there's going to be something relevant and important for that for you when they see that coming. In other words, they want to talk to you. They want to sort of spend a few minutes. Keep in mind, this is a consumer show. So the vast majority of the people who are going to be in attendance are literally like, why should I go to the Bahamas? And then the Bahamas guy is going to give them 25 really good reasons and hopefully inspire that person who may never have traveled out of the country before a reason to go to the place like the Bahamas. So, by the way, the Bahamas was there. I met with them. And truthfully, what I end up doing is I go up and down the aisles very quickly. I met a couple friends there yesterday, which is always lovely. People who love travel, people that are also, within this industry. And I walk up and down the aisles very quickly. And I try to get a sense of who do I want to speak to? Who are going to be the important people? Because really what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be slowly introducing myself. That means I already have like a little bit of an elevator pitch in the back of my head. I'm going to let them know who it is that I am, how long I've been around, what are the benefits of me working with them. And I'm not going to be asking really for anything. Once in a while, like if I have a long-term relationship develop, but really my goal here is to develop a relationship strong enough so that I get added to their media contact list. The media contact list will give me updates about their destination, special offers from the airlines, all kinds of different deals, and perhaps something called a FAM trip. And that basically is FAM is short for familiarization. That means they want to familiarize you with their destination. And that's not something that costs any money. So personally, I've had the good fortune of traveling around largely for free or very, very, very little money. But that's in part that there's a value trade. In other words, I'm providing a service by writing and taking pictures and shooting videos and presenting their destination. Obviously, I love travel, so for me, going someplace new is really easy. I tend to not be critical of places that don't have the same amount of money and standards, shall we say, as the United States. There's a lot of incredible places to go that are considered to be third world. But regardless of the kind of travel that you want, hotels, tour operators from every corner of the globe, like I think 6 continents were represented yesterday in different booths, like by the tourism boards. And all of those people are basically there to talk about their destination. And my job is to listen and let them get to know me. So there's 2 things that are going on, because I guarantee you, if you are in a place where you're not going to meet anybody or you're not going to see anybody face to face, you're at a certain disadvantage. So living in a major city where these kinds of events do take place is an opportunity to have face-to-face time, even though these people are going to be seeing 20,000 people. So what I try to do is I try to say something a little bit memorable, maybe a little bit funny, a little bit cute, talk about my experience in their country or their lack of my experience in their country. So I can develop that relationship. And then what I'm going to do is I came home with a stack of business cards, many of whom are people that I've known for years and some that I haven't. And it'll give me an opportunity to say, hey, really great to see you. What a pleasure. I'm looking forward to getting new information about Singapore, Japan, or China, or Jamaica, or the Bahamas, or one of the many, many countries. Zambia was there yesterday. So all of these different places are there, and this gives me a reason to write them, to put me on their radar, because you never know what kind of opportunities come up for travel writers and travel writing. So if you are in a big city, I would absolutely look up, specifically, you might even look up the travel and adventure show. They have them, I think now, like 10 or 15 different cities. And so if you're in a major city, there's a chance that something like this will be coming to you, but it's also a good idea to, find out what other events might be having in travel. And you might want to start with your own tourism board in your own city, because probably, even if you don't live in a very big city, even a small city will probably have a couple people who are in the know that work for tourism, because everybody's looking. Listen, if you're in a tiny, tiny town and you have like the world's largest or the second largest ball of twine, there is somebody who wants to promote that to help bring in human beings into your town, because it's income, it's money. And all of that, sadly, positively, however you look at it, is a thing that we're all doing. So that's what's happening today. So by the way, as always, leave a comment in this corner box here. Like me and find me on Facebook. I'm going to give you my name, Devin Galaudet. And I'm going to give you some other links as well. So always stay in touch. If you leave a comment or a question, I'm always going to respond, and I'm also going to answer your question. So if you have a writing question, whether it be about travel writing or anything else, or memoir especially, I'm really confident with that. Ask me, and if the question's great enough, I'll just make it the podcast. I'll answer that question for the podcast. I've got, a matter of fact, I now gratefully have a list of people I'm going to be interviewing in the future who are going to cover the cornucopia, the whole enchilada in terms of writing. So stay with me. Remember, devingallaudet.com. You can also find me on YouTube, and you can ask questions here. So make sure that you follow me, find me on Twitter. I'm sort of everywhere. It's just the nature of the beast. And that's what we've got today. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Again, like me on Facebook, do all that stuff. I hate saying it, but it's just it's part of the thing. It's part of the thing that we do as writers. There has to be, especially if you are an author of books, you have to brand yourself. So, have sympathy for me, like me anyway. Keep focused on here. We meet daily. I missed yesterday, and I try to make them up when I can. And so, we get one every single day. Remember, this is Writing Daily, and I hope to see you guys again real soon.